Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today I wanted to talk to you about my October TBR for 2022. I'm probably gonna set some pretty hefty goals for myself in October again. Like, why do I do this to myself? But I actually surprised myself and read a lot more last month than I thought I was going to read, especially towards the end of the month because I had, time on my hands, literally on my hands from getting hurt and having to stay up all night and read, and then now only reading Kindle books, and I'm anticipating having decent amount of reading time in October. Hopefully this TBR is kind of going to be more like a hopeful list. I hope I will get to all of these, but it's also really going to depend on my mood. The past few years in October, since I've been on Bookstagram, BookTube, all of it, I have kind of picked books that were thrillers, that were, spooky, scary, thrillery, suspense type books. And I just haven't been reading a lot of those. I haven't at all. I was like, this year, I can't do that. I can't do that again because every time I try to pick one up, I'm like, I just can't. I can't read it. My tastes have kind of been shifting recently. Maybe I'll be able to read them again at some point, but just right now, I can't. So I'm doing a different theme. So this year's October books are going to be themed paranormal / creature / not human things, right? Does that make sense? All of the books that I'm gonna try to read are gonna have some sort of like spookiness, but mainly like paranormal characters. And like I said, this is a hopeful list. I don't think I'm gonna read all of these. If I do read all of these, this is great. But like, I don't think I'm gonna get to all of them, so I'm hoping to get to all of them. A lot of them also were off of my shelves, so they are backlist reads. And so I'm just gonna end up putting a poll of the books that are from my shelves that are not new for you guys to vote on to make sure I read one of those at least as the kind of backlist poll for this month. So let's start out with the obvious one. Obviously, I would like to make somewhat of a dent in A Shadow in the Ember. This is a reread for me because the next one is coming out in November. This is vampires, so it fits. I can read it in October because it's vampires, and I really need to remember what the hell happened. So this next one is a new one that I got. I think it's fairly new. I think it just came out. I don't remember when the release date was, but it's A Court of the Vampire Queen by Katee Robert. And I have read Katee Robert before. She has books in like this monster romance genre that are out right now. I don't think this is part of that, but it's vampires and it's adult, and apparently it's super spicy, so we'll see how that goes. I love a good vampire book. There's a lot of vampires in this stack, you guys. But since this is fairly new, this is not going to be on my backlist list, but definitely a contender for this month. The next one is Belladonna. Now, Belladonna is new. It's new-ish. I do have a physical copy because I do really like Adalyn Grace's writing. I liked her All the Stars and Teeth book. I haven't read the second one yet just because I get distracted by things. But I did really, really like that book, and so I had to pick up her newest one. I've seen a lot of good things about this book. It is YA. It's got kind of like a death is a character type vibe. And Belladonna is a poison, so it gives me like spooky, witchy, poison, death feels. So I thought that would be a very good contender for October. Next possibility is the Vampire Diaries. I have heard mixed things about the physical book, like the actual book, as compared to the show. Most people say that the show is like a lot better and that they don't really like Elena in the book. So we'll see. I don't know. I've had this sitting in my book cart for like a long time. I never actually read the physical book, and I'm a little nervous. I don't want it to ruin the show for me because I love the show, but I feel like I owe it to Vampire Diaries to read the book. We'll see. We'll see. Because sometimes I just miss Damon. All right, another option is Reborn Yesterday by Tessa Bailey. This is another vampire book. I love vampires, what can I say? This is another vampire book, but this is set in contemporary times. So I do think that this would give me a nice little breakup, because sometimes I have to have a contemporary book to like break up all the fantasy that I've been reading. So this is definitely an option. It's also Tessa Bailey. I love Tessa Bailey, and knowing her, it's probably gonna be really spicy. The next option is Kingdom of the Cursed, and that is by Kerri Maniscalco. And I read Kingdom of the Wicked, I believe last year, and I just never read the first one. I like reading these in like fall, cold weather, like dark, stormy. It kind of is the vibe that I get from them. And so that's kind of what I was waiting for. It's still hot here, so I don't know. It may get pushed into November, unless you guys vote for this one. But I've heard that this season, this series gets spicier or steamier as it goes. And I've heard it starts in this book. The third one just came out. I think at the end of September it came out. I think that was the pub day for the third book, but I don't remember off the top of my head. So this series is gonna have 3 books in it and is coming soon, if not already available. Another option that I definitely want to read in like the fall is Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. And this is an adult book. It is adult fantasy. It is not YA like most of her other books have been. We read Fable for book club last year, and I think we read Namesake also, but I really like her books. I've read quite a few of them. I still have some that are unread, but I really, really like her writing. And I've seen that this book is very good. It's got magic in it. It's got like murder mystery, second chance romance, but like darkness and secrets and all kinds of tropes in it. I'm hoping it's as good as the reviews show. There kind of are mixed reviews, so I'm a little nervous about it, but I do like her work. So I really want to give an adult book by her a chance. Another option is The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. This is the second book in like the romance rom-com series of the X-Hex. And I read the X-Hex last year, and so The Kiss Curse just came out. And that, I think, again, will give me more of like a contemporary romance vibe to kind of break up all the heavy fantasy, but it's got witches. It's about witches. So I think that is an element in my TBR. I've got lots of vampires, some murder, darkness, demons, but no witches. So I think I definitely need a witchy book. Also, to round out my creatures, why not an alien romance? Right? I mean, I read the first one and I've heard the second one, and even the third, fourth, fifth, like later in the series is even better. So why not give the Barbarians another chance? Book 2 would be where I am starting, and I just feel like it fits. It fits with, you know, big blue Halloween men, right? Like aliens. That's part of Halloween-ish, huh? At least I think so. So it gives me another option. I think that's it. I think that's all I came up with for this month, for October. Lots of vampires, some witches, some demons, some aliens. But I think I like this vibe a lot better than the thriller murder stuff. I just sometimes don't need to remember that that happens in the real world. So those are pushed aside for now. They are. It's sad because I did enjoy them at once upon a time, but I'm liking this October vibe a lot better. If you have any other recommendations for my TBR for October, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always looking for more paranormal creature type books like fantasy. I mean, obviously, all this stuff is my jam. And it breaks up all the fae books that we've all been reading. So it gives us a nice little, like vampires are back. Like we've been waiting for them for a long time. So I'm gonna get my fix while they're available. Let me know in the comments below what you're looking forward to reading this October. And don't forget, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Fun Size Reader. See you guys next time.